Hello, welcome to Cracking the Cryptic, and tonight we are looking at a puzzle by Erin Tola, who won the chance to collaborate with Simon on a video solve. I think that was just before we solved the first of her puzzles as a constructor on the channel. And yes, the prize most months for our Patreon reward is the chance to solve with Simon in a video. And Erin was excellent at that, as she has been excellent at construction of Sudokus. So do give yourself a chance of that. Still time to enter this month's Patreon reward, which is, of course, Extra Byte by Skunkworks, a sort of collection of snack doku 5x5 puzzles. Loads and loads of entrants, I have to admit. So the chances are narrow, but they exist, and somebody will win that prize. So do check out our Patreon, where also I've been posting the installments, that's the word I'm looking for, of my attempts to solve Spider by Sabre. And although it's the same puzzle that Simon solved on Patreon a while ago, it is quite interesting, according to many people, to see the different two approaches and what we do see and what we don't see as difficult in it. And it is a difficult puzzle. I mean, I'm into, as of today's posting, I am nearly 3 hours in and not complete. So there is another posting to come at least, I will say that without spoiling anything. So that is coming up. Well, that's on Patreon so far, and there will be more. Also on Patreon soon, the difficult crossword for the month as well. Of course, on the main channel, we had the Times Crossword Championship final puzzle, as well as all the Friday masterclasses. So loads of crossword content going on at the moment as well. And today, I believe, if you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal online, or if you choose to, you will see a couple of puzzles listed as curated by Cracking the Cryptic. One of them is a fantastic puzzle by Kane Puzzles that Simon solved a couple of months ago on the channel, and it's really good. So we're bringing it to a wider audience. The other is all new and quite approachable. Do check them out if you or in the print edition of the Wall Street Journal on in 2 days' time. That is something that we are delighted to now be doing. We'll see how that goes. So loads going on. What else? There are many more things. So we've got apps, of course, including Line Sudoku and Domino Sudoku, but also Fog of War and The Worms by the likes of Michael Lefkowitz and Phistomefel now, so do check those out. They are brilliant puzzles. Some very interesting lines in the Michael Lefkowitz one, and some very interesting rule sets in the Phistomefel one, of course. And links under the video will also take you to SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and yeah, many things. There are many things linked down there. Do check it all out. The first link, however, is to this puzzle, Region Summary by Erin Tola. Oh, and Numberphile released a video yesterday, shot in my flat with Simon, taking you through Potato Head's theorem, which is fantastic. I mean, Simon's explaining style is so good that I actually learned something from this video. Like, you would think I should know Potato Head's theorem, but I finally understood why it works equivalently for Knight's Move and diagonal Sudoku, because of Simon's explanation. It's worth a look if you visit Numberphile. I mean, there's so much going on. Oh. Anyway, let's see how we get on with Region Summary by Erin Tola. I will explain the rules now. So first of all, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now we have blue lines. So box borders divide blue lines into segments with the same sum. So that segment will sum up to the same value as that one, and as that one. Different lines can have different sums. The segment sum is a concatenation of the 2 digits on the extreme ends of the line. So if the segment sum of this line was, say, 16, then one of these digits would be a 1, and the other one would be a 6 on the 2 ends of the line. That's an unusual rule. We've never seen that before. That's good. Okay, digits separated by a white dot, there's only one of those, must be consecutive. Those separated by a black dot have a ratio of 2 to 1, so one's double the other. And that's it. There's no extra rules. That's all we get. No digits in the grid, only 5 lines and 4 dots. And Erin thinks we can solve this, and her standards are very good. So tough but not impossible would be how I would describe an Erin Tola puzzle. Give it a try on that first link. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So we're going to have to consider the line lengths. Those are very important. Right, this baby here is 4 cells long. So the most you can make 4 cells add up to in Sudoku is 30. 30 cannot be a line length in this puzzle because the concatenation would be of a 3 and a 0, which is not a Sudoku digit. Concatenation just means running together 2 numbers to make a number. And that, yeah, these ends would have to be a 3 and a 0. So they include a 1 or a 2. That's not very helpful. This line, right, the 2 ends of this line are on a black dot. Yes, bingo. Okay, there's a 2-cell segment of this line. Those 2 cells cannot add up to more than 17. They must add up to more than 11 because we have to put the 2 dots, the 2 digits that concatenate what they add up to in these cells. Well, this must be a 1-2 pair because we've got to have a 1 in them. And black dot says 1, 2. And now we know that this pair adds up to 12, and that group adds up to 12, and that group adds up to 12, and this group. 12 is the sum on this line. Right. How do you do 12 in 4 digits? There are 2 ways that when the digits have to be different. They are 1, 2, 3, 6, and 1, 2, 4, 5. They're the only 2 ways. So the simple way to look at that is these digits are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in this row, the remaining digits are a 7, 8, 9 set. The slightly more complicated way of looking at that is that one of these sets has a 1 in and the other has a 2 in. And one of them has a 4, 5 pair in and the other has a 3, 6 pair in. But since we don't know which way round they are, I'm not really thrilled about that information. Okay, I'm going to look at this line. It's got 5 cells in that box, but 4 here in box 2. Now those 4, actually they could be 9, 8, 7, 6, but again 30 is the maximum and 30 is not an allowed number. So practically 29 is the maximum. And one of the ends of the line, therefore, needs to be a 1 or a 2. Well, it isn't this end, which sees a 1-2 pair. We've only got 1 pair in the puzzle, but there it is, looking at that cell. So I think that's deliberate. And this cell is the tens digit of this line and is a 1 or a 2. Now, can it be a 1? Because this digit is at least a 7. And if these 4 cells were minimal, they would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the line would add up to 17. But also, these would add up to 17. Yes, okay, in this box, the yellow cells add up to 12, and these purple cells, what do they add up to? Well, it's not 17, because that would mean that these digits would add up to 29. And when you look at that in conjunction with a secret that you may know already about Sudoku, but that I'm about to share with you in case you don't, that every row, column, and box adds up to the same total, and that total's 45, it would make this cell impossible. In fact, let's allow this to be 9 and see what the maximum we can get here is. Or is it minimum? It's minimum. What is the minimum for this group? 9 there, 12 here, that's 21. The minimum for this group is 24. And that could go up as you reduce this down to a 3 by, well, 24 towards 30, but of course 30 is not allowed. So it's a 20-something line, and that digit in the corner is a 2. We've done a digit. It's either 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, or 29. I wish I didn't know all those possibilities, but I do. I'm not going to pencil mark this cell. You know I want to, but I'm not going to. Okay, how about this box? If these add up to whatever that is, 20, I don't know, there's so much variability there. Actually, there's less here than there might be because 7, 8, 9 are gone. I don't know. That digit is 1, 3, 4, 5, or 6. There's me over pencil marking in action yet again. Now I'm gonna color just so I can figure out that all the yellow segments add up to 12. All the purple segments add up to, well, we don't know, 20 something, 20 whatever is here. Oh, of course, there's this rule when you're adding up cells to a particular number, but that number is included in those cells, you do get this interesting phenomenon. And that is that these 3 cells will add up to a number divisible by 10, in this case 20. And that's because we know that the sum of that bit of line and this bit of line is 20, let's call this x. Just gonna write an x in there. This line adds up to 20x in each box, so those cells add up to 20x. So you subtract x from 20x and you get 20. These 3 cells definitely add up to 20. And these yellow ones add up to 12, that's 32. These 2 cells clearly add up to 13. Which is interesting but also annoying because it hasn't ruled out any digit except perhaps 3 that we didn't otherwise know was or wasn't in those cells. Like one of these is going to be in them. It's going to be either a 7-6 pair, an 8-5 pair, or a 9-4 pair. But these add up to 20. That's interesting. I don't know if we're going to use this technique again elsewhere. This, yes, we absolutely are here. This is lovely. Right. What is this red digit doing? It is not the units digit of the segments on this line, because this line has 3 cell segments. The most its segment sum can be is 24, not 70 anything. That's a long distance apart. So this is the units digit on this line. And therefore, these 2 are divisible by 10 based on this rule that I was giving here. Because that's the units digit, this is the tens digit on the line. Now, these could theoretically add up to 23, I think, if they were 9, 8, 6. But this would have to be a 3 in the rules of the ends of the line of this puzzle. So that's just out of bounds. This is the units digit, both of the line and of this segment within it. Let's colour that green. This is the units digit of green. So these 2 must add up to something divisible by 10. Well, there's only 2 cells. That can only be 10. So the tens digit of this line is now definitely a 1. And I can fill that in. These 2 add up to 10. Well, they can't be an 8-2 pair. So they're either 7-3 or 9-1. And the sum of each green segment is 17, 18, or 19. Well, it isn't 19 because this wouldn't work. Those would both have to be 9s to get us there. So it's 17 or 18 in green. No, I've taken 9 out of the wrong cell. It's this cell I should take 9 out of. This is the units digit. And these are either 9-8 or 9-7 to get up to either 17 or 18 for this green area. There's definitely a 9 within them. Now, what I haven't been doing is the Sudoku and the black dot work. So we got a 1 there, that digit's a 2, this is a 2, that's a 1. There's no 1 in this set, there's no 2 in this set. And we've got 12 as our yellow segment. So these 2 add up to 10 as well. They're either 3-7 or 4-6. These 2 add up to 12. We've known that for a long time. There are 3 possible ways they make up, and in each case in either order. Oh, 1 is looking at that cell. I hadn't seen that. That's a 3. This is a 7. That's now 8, and that's 9. And the sum on the green line is now 18. So that is a 9-8 pair for definite. These add up to 18 as well. Can we use that? No, don't think so. Not really. But we are making some progress. We've got digits in the grid. Excitement. That's not a 3 now. Now there are 4 possible totals that these add up to. Right, let's think about those. What is the purple segment sum? We've had 18 in green in box 1, and we've got that to come. So we subtract 18 from 45, we've got 27, then we take off whatever this digit is. So the purple segment sum is either 21, 22, 23, or 26. Well, this digit has to be the units digit, is either 1, 2, 3, or 6. And look which ones it can't be. That is a 6. So this does add up to 26, plus that is 44. That digit is a 1 to make up the 45 box total. Here, this is 26, that's 12, that's 38. This is a 7 to make up the 45 box total. That's where 6 goes in box 1. This is a 5-4 pair. This is a lovely puzzle. That's an 8-9 pair. 6 is not in this group of cells, so they must be 1, 2, 4, 5. Now I can remove 4, 5 from these. This segment is 1, 2, 3, 6. This group of cells is 4, 5, 7. This group must add up to 20, and it does because it's 3, 8, 9. That digit can't be a 6, so this can't be a 4. Still got this. Okay, this adds up to 18, and now we know it doesn't have a 1 in it. It doesn't have to have a 2, which would be here, because it could be 3, 4, 5, 6. But it either has a 2, or it is 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't really pencil mark that. Haven't had to consider the long line at the bottom, or indeed this little one. Is there any more Sudoku I can do? Ooh, 7. Oh, if I could say 7's not in this cell, that would be epic, because then 7 would be on this pair. No, I don't think I can. I was about to say maybe 7 can't be in this group of cells, but if that's 2, I think it can. Okay, I'm going to have to consider one of these other lines. Right, this one. Oh, let's think about this rule about x. One of these digits is a 1 or a 2 because this line can't add up to more than 29 practically and have its ends concatenate to its total. So one of them is a 1 or a 2. The other one is x, the units digit, on the other end of the line. Now, when you subtract x from the line, what you're left with is either a total of 10 or 20. I'm just guessing that x is here for now. Let me show you what I'm thinking. If x is there, then these, if this is either a 1 or a 2, and these add up to 10 or 20, including that 1 or 2, well, it can't be the 2, because then the other 2 cells would have to be 9s, both of them, to get to 20. So these 2 cells are 1 and x, where x is the units digit. And the 3 cells that aren't x add up to 10, including a 1. So these 2, it is specifically these 2 on this n line, they add up to 9. And they're not 1, 8, because 1 has already been used. So if they're 2, 7, they're that way round. If they're 3, 6, they're that way round. And if they're 4, 5, they could be either way round. Okay, I'm now going to look at this line. Finally, I've put it off and put it off. It's got segments of 4, 4, 4, and 6. 6 is bigger than I'd realised, actually. Somehow I hadn't counted that. Right, and there's this black dot off that line. So the absolute minimum total for 6 different digits in a box is 21. Oh, look, neither of the ends of the line can be a 1. Oh, that's interesting and almost certainly significant. Right, we've got 4 cell segments. We're back to this age-old problem that we've seen several times in this puzzle, that the n of this line, the segment sum, can't be 30, which would be the maximum that you can put there, because you can't have a 0 on one end. So it is 20-something. So one end of this line is a 2, and that's here, because this digit is looking at the central cell, which is a 2. So that is the tens digit. This is the unit digit. This is x. And these 3 cells add up to 20. I wish I had a way of marking that. And 20x, it's not 21 or 22 by Sudoku. So it's somewhere between 23 and 29. It's not 29. Oh, in fact, this is limiting it. The maximum for these is 987. That would make this segment 26. So x is somewhere between 3 and 6. And the segment sum is 23, 24, 25, or 26. Now, that's what these add up to. What do these add up to? If they were 1 and 2, the maximum this part of this box could add up to is 29. And this would have to be a 16 because of the 45 box total. That's no good. If they were 2 and 4, it's little better. We'd have maximum 26 plus 2 and 4 is 32. That would be 13. If they were 3 and 6, this is the key case. 26 and 6 and 3 would be 35. And this would be a 10. Have I got that right? I think I've got that right. It can't be 27 because of this box. That's right. 26 is the maximum. And this can't be 3, 6 because that couldn't be filled. So this is definitely an 8, 4 pair. That's now not a 4. Now, we've got 23 to 26 here. Plus 12 is 35 to 38. This digit is somewhere between 10 and 7. Well, it's not 10, and it's not even 8, because 8's in one of those cells. So this is 9 or 7, and this has to be a 4 or a 6 to make the total 24 or 26. Now, if it's 24, these add up to 22, and if it's 26, they add up to 24. Now, either way round, there is a 9 in them, in one of those cells. If it was 24, they would be 987, and that would be an 8, and this would be a 9-7 pair. And I'm just looking at how that would play in this row. It seems okay. Now, we know, no, we don't know. We know that this adds up to 10 plus x. Oh, well, 3 of the cells in it add up to 10. I don't know which 3, whether it's those 3 or those 3. And these add up to either 26 or 24. So the other 2 cells, this one and one of these, add up to 11 or 9. That's not a very helpful total, annoyingly. I'm definitely doing the right things. Oh, look, 2 now can't go in this group, and we know they add up to 18, and now they can't have 1 or 2. So they have to be 3, 4, 5, 6. If I've got my maths right, that's the minimum digits you can put in without a 1 and 2, and I think they add up to 18, which is the n on this line. So now we've got a 3, 4, 5, 6 quad in the row. In fact, that digit must be the same as this one, 4 or 6. And these 2 are from 7, 8, 9. Now this pair adds to 12. So this one is now 3, 4, or 5. And these add up to 20, remember, because that's the X. How do we know what that is? Not really. 7, 8 or 9 is quite helpful. Okay, how about 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh, this digit is naked. Oh, that's gorgeous. Right. It sees 3, 4, 5, 6 in the box. It sees 1, 8, 2 in the column. And we've penciled in a 9 in one of these cells because of the necessary total for these. That sees all of those digits and must be a 7. And now this group cannot be 9, 8, 7 because 7 and 8 are gone in the column. And therefore, this orange segment does not add up to 26. It adds up to 24. That digit is a 4. That digit is a 4. That digit's a 5. Do we know what this one is? No, 3 or 6. Down here we have 9 and either 3 or 6. But I don't think we can use 3 because these have to add up to 22. So I'm removing 3 from there. This is a 7. That sees this cell, which is a 9. That looks back here, and we get 6 and 9. This must be done. It is. That's done. That's done. I finally noticed that digit at the top. 9, 4, 8. Hopefully that has made this work. 12, 21. These add up to 24. That is the number that we want. Yes. Now these add up to 24. The 3 digits that aren't X here add up to 10. That's 34. So X in one of those cells plus that add up to 11. And this digit can't be 1, 2, 4, 8 or 9. It's 3, 5, 6, 7. X is therefore 8, 6, 5 or 4. Okay, I don't know which of those it is. I thought that was going to be a little more helpful. Okay, let's do some Sudoku. We've got a 2. Ooh, 2, 2, and that 2 says 2 is on this line. So either 2 is X or it's one of the digits in the 10 sum. Oh, no, the 10 sum includes the 1. I was thinking, must it be 2, 3, 5? No, the 10 sum includes the 1. That's a very hard fact to cling on to in my noggin. Right, this can't be a 9 because that can't be an 8 because there's an 8, 9 pair here. So 9's in one of those cells. Trying to do some Sudoku. This is not a 6. Now, what did these add up to? I can't even remember. 9. So that's not a 3. This is really narrowing down to 2 possibilities now. There is a 3 in one of those cells. That's just Sudoku. These are from 1 to 8. I don't know if the ordinary stuff is going to yield something. It would be nice if it did at this point. These add up to 20. I'm trying to cling on to that. Oh, well, these have got a bit limited now. Is that useful? Do you need 2 of the very high digits, 7, 8, 9, to get a sum of 20? Not quite, because you could do it with 9, 6, 5. 9, 7, 4 is not allowed because we've had the 4. In fact, that can't be a 4, so that can't be an 8. Oh, it also can't be a 9. We've done that cell. There is Sudoku. That's a 7. That's a 5. That doesn't affect this pair. It does affect this, which can't be 7. Now, that's 8 or 9. If the other of 8 or 9 is here, this is a 3, 8, 9 triple. Otherwise, this is a 6, 5 pair, which it now can't be. So it is a 3, 8, 9 triple to get to the 20 sum in those. Now, the other digits are 1, 2, and 6 in the box. Bingo. 2, 6 are looking at that cell, which becomes a 3. In the column, this has to be a 5 now because it sees 1, 3, 2, 7, 6, 9 and a 4, 8 pair in its box. This is now 4. That's 8. This is 4. Those aren't 4. In fact, 5 is looking up there as well. So we're getting this done. 5, 9, 8, 4. There's a 1. I just want to do this by Sudoku. That's a 3, 8, 9 triple. So these are from 1 to 6. And one of them is a 1. I don't really have to add those up anymore. I'm probably still going to have to do the adding in this box, and that's all. Now, come on, 9, no, 5. What am I going to use to finish? 5, 1, that's, oh, 1 is looking at that cell. Is that any good? 3, 8, 9 is a triple in here, so that's not 8. 3, 8, 9. So the 1 and the 2, oh no, that could be the 2 in the row. Oh, this is so nearly done. Okay, I haven't really figured out this white dot in any way. It's difficult though. I know it can't use 1 or 2. I know it can't be a 4-5 pair because of that cell. But apart from that, I suppose this digit can't be 9 or 8 in the box or 7 in the row. This is 3, 4, 5 or 6. So this one is within one of that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 was the original set. 2, 5 are gone. This is 3, 4, 6 or 7. I've nearly got, I have got a quintuple of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the simple question would have been, where do 8 and 9 go in this column? I never thought to ask that, but I've worked out that it's a good question. That's 8, that's 9 at the top. Now, we know this adds up to 24. So we've got an 8 and a 9 in it. That's 17. The other two digits add up to 7, and they're not 5, 2. And they don't use a 7. They're either 6, 1. Well, they're not 6, 1, because 1's the tens digit on this little line. So they are 3, 4. So that's a 9, 3, 4 triple now in those cells. Now this can't be a 4, so that's a 2. This is a 7. We still don't know what X is, but we are very much narrowed down. This can't be 7 or 3. X is 5 or 6, and that digit is 5 or 6. And now, well, this can't be a 5, 6 pair, and actually that was stopped by limiting that cell. Is there only one place for 7 in the column? Yes, there is. Excellent. That's a 7. Its partner is a 3. So this part of this star makes 12. That's now not a 3, and we've got a 4, 5 pair in the column. That is a 3, and it's next to a 4 on the dot. Lovely. It's really lovely how this works. We've got a 6 at the bottom. 1 and X are now a 1, 5 pair, and the line adds up to 15, which is all good. Those... Okay, I'm not going to know which way around that goes. I'm just going to do Sudoku now. That sees a 2 and is a 1. That makes this a 6, which sorts out 2 and 6 up here. These cells are 2, 3 and 7, and I can fill them in. 5 and 1 are done here. That must be a 4 to complete the row. That's where 3 goes in the box. That's 5. What have we got? 1 and 8 to put in here, which I can't resolve yet. This first column, maybe? No, not really. That can't be 3, so we found 3 in the orange here. There must be, so we've got 6 and 5 to place in the central box. 6 looks at this 6, 2 pair. That looks at this cell, which lets us complete the row. That must be 1 now, that's 2, that's 1, that's 8. 8 9s everywhere. But we've got a 1 looking at a 1, 4 pair. That looks at a 4, 9 pair, and that is going to disambiguate all the 9s and 8s that we need. So there's a 9, 8 here, and at the top just 8, 3 left. And that is a beautiful puzzle. Region Summary by Erin Tola, to whom I commend you. That is excellent. That's right up my alley. I love puzzles like that. That's absolutely excellent and really clever and fun throughout. Hope you had fun with that yourself, especially if you tried it before watching the video. But it's really good stuff, and I hope to see you again on the channel soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.